perfect person to ask. What do you think about the topic, about the subject that we put? What does it bring to mind for you? What does it mean to you?
Well, I guess you could say I was at the very, very beginning. So starting from where I am, I would hope most people are going to start a little bit ahead of me in that sense. So, because I had to learn about everything from YouTube to Facebook to Twitter to Blab. Excuse me. So it's been a little bit trying, but I'm almost there.
And you've done.
Yeah.
You've done,
I was just going to say that.
you've done amazing. And actually, you kind of you very much remind me of when I started. I didn't know even how to send an email. I didn't know how to manage, like you set up a Gmail account and then all of a sudden, and you need a picture and there's all these settings and it felt so overwhelming, but you just have to. So that's what this subject actually means is it's okay. Because if you try to leap ahead, then you miss some pieces. So you just have to start from where you are and you'll be amazed at how fast you'll like just do leaps and bounds, which you already are. Like, look, you are figuring out all that and you're right here. You're on the Blab with us.
Yeah, I finally made it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Hey, Cassie. I was just talking to Cassie. How are you? The same Cassie I just talked to an hour ago, right? That's awesome.
Oh, very cool. I love this platform. Like, talk about
Absolutely.
connecting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was talking about Susan, so now you get to meet her. And this is Susan, and this is Karen, one of our awesome peeps.
Hi, Cassie.
Absolutely. Oh, I like your title, Tammy. Oops, wrong link.
Yeah. Get people to open their emails, And I think that's how Cassie just got on, because I sent it out real quick.
Yeah, I should check because maybe they're not able to open them in mine either.
Yeah. That's a possibility, I would say.
When I did it on Facebook, the first time it didn't work. And then when I re-clicked it, it worked the second time.
Isn't that funny?
So
that is funny. Huh. Wonder why that is, those darn little links like that. Buggers.
I just did a simple forward because I thought it would be easy if everybody just saw a normal link. And
right.
We could do that for everyone, but not if it's going to do this.
Right.
Because it would be cool to just have a short one. We're blabbing now.
Yeah, really. Just, we are blabbingnow.com or something like that.
Yeah, and I did search and Blab for Money is available, but then I thought, well, but we don't really talk about money, so, but that would be funny.
Yeah.
Blab for Money. Well, we talk about money elsewhere, but in here, we're just connecting with people.
It's a good way to connect.
Exactly. The same idea of really just start from where you are, and here we are. And it's so easy to build on the relationship and build on the community when we can just jump in here and have a chat. I opened a few earlier today, and lots of podcasters are coming over here to expand their audiences. Lots of people that are completely building their business on Instagram. They're coming over here. Like, it's just unreal. It's attracting everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. And in fact, that nice image that you did today, I was actually going to put on my Instagram because I have a pretty big Instagram following now too over there. And that's the thing. Like, the progression I've had is, like, we're talking about start where you are, and gosh, I just started with like bulk emailing, which is like really archaic now. Now we have all these ways to connect socially, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have any support. It was just me, myself, and I starting out, you know what I mean? Making connections one by one and using the phone and just hammering it out, you know?
That's the way it was for me too. And the bulk emailing, every time you say that, I remember, and thinking, okay, is this going to be the one that's going to work? Because I had no clue what kind of message to send or anything.
Me neither. I know. It was so much testing and craziness and tweaking, you know?
Yeah. But that feeling when it works.
Oh, yeah.
That's a freeze frame moment. That's exciting.
Oh, yeah. When the person said, okay, I just watched your webinar, Tammy. Where do I send your $1,500? Oh, my job, pick up my job at the floor. I was like, yes, I did it, all that effort and things like that. And then you just expand on another marketing method, and then you layer it on. But video by far has done the best for me.
Same. Video. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. It's just the best and fastest way for people to get to know you and trust you. And, so you start from where you are. And it's just so amazing to see people coming out of their shell, because it took me a long time. And now, Susan, we're just like seeing these people like bam, bam, bam. They're getting these videos out there, and it's so cool to be able to show them or say, hey, you know what? We started somewhere. It's okay.
Exactly.
It's really neat. I love it. It's exciting. It motivates me.
Yep.
To see that. Mm-hmm.
And so, Karen, now that you know that this works, then you can come on every time, and maybe you could bring 6 tips because you wrote that.
Okay, 6 tips, yeah.
6 tips to getting to following the step-by-step instructions. 6 tips to figuring it out, like just pushing through and figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, some people learn, like you were saying, some people learn by video, and some people need to also read it. Just having different presentations available. Michael Leedy is in the house.
Hey, Michael.
Can you grab a seat? Soon. Okay. He's still got some calls that he has to do, so he will come. But he asked me. Sorry, Karen, go ahead.
Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem. I think the hardest thing for me in watching the video was that by the time I found out where you were on the page that you were demonstrating, you were onto another part of explaining. So it was hard to keep, going back and replay and stop and go back and replay and stop. And so that's why I just wrote it down, because it was easier for me to follow.
Exactly. That's perfect. And thank you very much for doing that, because I still don't have it on the site because I've been doing other stuff, but I will upload it to the site because there's some step-by-step written down, and really that's just helpful. I was going to tell you, Tammy, earlier, I thought this would be funny, not just for you, but for everybody. Michael was asking, so do we have, we've been doing a few of these. Do we have a hashtag? And
no.
And I said, yeah, because we're doing Unstoppable Blab and then Unstoppable Mamas for this hashtag. And he said, but when he asked, he said, do the Power Broads have a topic du jour? And then when he asked that, it's probably, probably isn't Power Broads.
I haven't been called abroad in a long time.
So, do you like that one, Karen?
I'm gonna have to spank him with a wet noodle. Power Broad, come on, Michael. Come over to this part of New York, okay?
I don't know about you New Yorkers. Like, should I really come down?
He's the New Yorker. I'm the country bumpkin. Like, I am so far away from New York City that it takes me a day and a half to get there. So it's going to take me a little while, Michael, to come over and spank you.
Uh-oh. He's
not even listening. Oh, he's coming on.
I don't know what I'm going to do with you two in the same room.
Oh, man, Michael. There you are.
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Okay?
Now we can.
A little bit.
Hey, I like the word broad, okay?
You do?
I've been scolded for it before though. I have.
Have you? Well, I'm gonna scold you again. I'm gonna come over to New York City and spank you.
Can you turn your volume up, Michael? I can't hear you good enough.
I don't know. How do I do that?
No, on your computer.
Hold on. I'm on my phone. Does this work with a computer?
It'll work on the phone. It'll work on the computer.
Maybe it'll have better. Hold on. Let me see something.
I'm gonna give you guys a couple.
I just had to jump in. Because I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I have to like defend my broad here. I like the word. I like the word.
Yeah, I'm fine with the word.
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, you might just need your mic.
Wait. How's that?
Much
Yes.
better.
There you go.
Ooh, everybody's good. So what's going on, ladies? I just jumped on. I may have to pause it for a minute, but I think we're going to be okay.
So, Michael, since this is your area of expertise or what you know about, how do I sound? Tammy says it sounds really good.
You do sound really great. Oh, you got your Yeti rocking, don't you?
It is, yes. And I'm
was
happy. A little distracted still, but I'm happy.
I like it. And I like that it peeks out there in the edge. It looks nice.
Yeah. Jamie was telling me it should be like really obvious. But I took it away.
And you guys are busting my chops for saying stuff like broad, but I just don't know.
I haven't came up with a nickname on that one yet.
I could think of a few, but we won't say them today. I'm too new. So what's going on in here?
We're actually just really getting started. As you can see what the topic is, and I think we'll probably switch it into do what you love what you do, either within this one, because you can change the subject mid-stream, right?
I don't know.
Which is really cool. That's a cool option.
This is all
so
new. We've got a nice viewership here going on, though. This is great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna shoot it out. I forgot the link was broken, so I'm just gonna shoot it out to our list, Susan, following here. Because we got quite a few opens, but I'm getting some emails saying they can't get on. So I'm gonna try this again. Okay.
Yeah, send it again.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, and what happens when you change the title or the subject, and then it gets tweeted out like that. So if everybody that's watching, and can you guys that's on here, can you click the tell a little bird? Because who's ever on camera with us, then your Twitter handle gets included in it.
That's great.
So
So that
goes
just went to my
your
Twitter. When I clicked the bird, it hit my Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And then
so interesting.
isn't it cool? So then all of us are listed in there, plus the link to join and the subject line.
This is insanity. Where did you find this, Susan?
I was searching for a live stream video platform that had side by side, and I found it.
I kept saying, we got to be side by side. We got to be side by side. I said, how about Uvu? And we tried the Uvu one night, and she turned purple or blue or whatever it was. And I'm
Have
like,
you ever heard of that? The video turning purple?
and
Talking to
Uvu.
me?
No.
That was crazy.
Oh my!
She was my
This
little
is crazy.
Sharpie that night, you know?
I freaking love this. I'm looking. I like pulled my Twitter up on my computer just to see what it looks like, and it is, and it's right there. And you just click on the link. That's so cool. Oh, and then you can comment and like
Hi, Jared.
and share from over here.
Yeah,
So
welcome,
there you
Jared.
go. Do what you love is the topic.
So I switched it. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. I
So you
love
can
this
switch
picture
it
of
as
you.
many times as you want when the topic changes within the stream. There's just so many cool parts, engaging parts of it. And we can
I
engage
already like it.
with
Yeah, I like
the
it more than
viewers.
Periscope already.
Do you?
That's way better than
I-
Periscope, in my
I
opinion.
do. It is. It's really nice, and people are finding it, and I like that. Like, we got 4 people on here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really cool. Well, I don't want to, interrupt your stream of what's going on here. I
No, we
popped
didn't
on
have a
and-
stream yet, and you're welcome to stay or go or whatever. I find it kind of interesting that you immediately like it, though. Actually, this is good feedback, because you did quite well on Periscope. Like, Periscope just didn't really sit with me, but you did great. I watched a few of yours, and you were so chatty, and you just went on, and people were engaging and really liking it. So it's kind of interesting that you are kind of instantly liking this platform.
So so we've got great viewership here. Does everybody engage? Are you guys? We're talking about the topic of do what you love. Is there anything, you feel like you're stuck on that would this not engaging with the audience here? Like, what do people want to talk about? Because we can talk about these things.
Yeah, exactly. If you have a question or if you have some input, just comment.
Well,
comment down there.
I've got a question, Michael. Can you explain, because this is the first time I've seen you on, can you explain what experience you have or what you've been doing? Because it sounds like you've done this for a little while.
I started, what do you do? You've been working with these two for a while?
Creation, yep. Internet marketing's all new to me.
Okay, so I met Susan when I started online with one of the companies that we were with that was focused on training internet marketing and stuff like that. So we met via a Hangout, which is similar to this, except instead of being in this cute little 4-box, you're along the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, so we met via this format, kind of like you and I are meeting right now. And then we kept each other.
Okay.
But that doesn't answer your question. So what I started focusing on that route, focusing on MLM first, and then moving more towards affiliate marketing. And I also started kind of playing with the MLM, affiliate, SEO. I started playing with all these different pieces because, I think the original topic was start from where you're at. Is that correct, Susan? So I started from starting where I knew absolutely nothing, absolutely freaking nothing. I came from the music industry. I just needed a change, and I knew that I didn't want to stay over there. So I was forcing myself to learn as much as possible, and now it's starting to settle nicely, and I'm focusing on social media management and consulting so that I can help people, entrepreneurs and brands, get their businesses or themselves onto the right social media platforms where their target market is, and then to speak to them and engage with them in such a way that actually lifts their business up. So that's in a nutshell where I'm at and what I'm working on exactly right now.
Okay.
Yes. So, so what's going on? What's going on, Susan?
That's pretty cool. I met Susan too on a Hangout, so we have that in common, Michael.
Look at that. And I feel like I've met you, Tammy, on a Hangout as well. We just never really.
We did. Yeah, it was a while ago. I believe it was almost that night. It was that week or something like that. It's been a year.
Yeah, I'm liking the hair though. I got to tell you that.
What am I hangouts?
It was one of Susan's Hangouts, I believe, that I was on, and you were there. Wasn't it?
Probably something late nights for the one opportunity.
It was a crazy race cycler.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's how I met you. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've been watching you. No, I see you around.
And back to Tammy's hair. It is gorgeous, isn't it, Michael?
It is. I like it. I think it's lightened.
Oh, you like my hair? Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I just got it cut, and it looks like I just got it highlighted again. Everybody's like saying, I love your hair. I walked in the bank, and they're like, wow, you're looking good. So it was after my 3-mile walk. So Susan's got me on a regimen.
Well, Susan's got everybody on some sort of regimen.
I joke around. It's like I haven't been able to lose weight for 10 years. I've lost close to 45, 50 pounds now.
That's amazing. Congratulations. See, Susan, look at the positive effect you have on people.
It's her coaching.
Right? She's great with that.
Yeah, she is. She gets you back square to one, and you're like, okay, yeah, I do deserve it. And I do believe that I deserve this. And so the thing is like when I run a business, I really run a business and I don't take care of myself. So I'm starting right back where, you know, I am sort of, you know what I mean? And just getting back to basics and saying, you know what, Tammy first, then the family, then the business, you know what I'm saying?
I
So
love
I'm
it.
feeling so much better, and wow, I have so much more energy. Some days I would say to Susan, man, I am pumped today, but I can't help it. I just have so much more energy. You know, it's like an onion peeling off the layers and just, you know, getting back to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm feeling awesome. And
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm
And
almost
you
to
look
my goal.
awesome.
I'm getting there.
It's all a part of that tricky balance, isn't it?
It is.
Especially when you're working really hard at a growth part of your business, and I think a lot of us are guilty of it, right? We just work and just burn and burn and burn and burn, and then you have to stop and say, okay, I need to adjust something. Actually, Michael on Friday night helped me with that conversation. I said, okay, I need to switch something up. So we talked about, because I've been eating just yucky foods. And well, you and I talked about that too, Tammy. Last week kind of just kicked me in the butt. So when you're not feeling good, you have to switch everything. So I switched what I was eating, and I'm doing the lemonade cleanse, and way more energy. Self-care.
Self-care, yeah, the eating, I mean, like, I don't eat carbs. I eat, you know, I had a salad, and you know what I mean? Like, everything is totally different with my eating, and my skin looks better, and I like the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean? And lemon water, I've done that for many, many months. Just having, you know, lemon water and drinking that, you know, just tons of water. But yeah, it's working, so we'll see you at the event.
Exactly. Speaking of events, well, we're just going to start planning it more, but I think it's in 2 weeks, Michael, when we first met in person to person, face to face.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Last year in Orlando.
So for those of you who are watching, you know, the interesting thing about, if you're kind of paying attention of what's going on here, Susan and I met probably like 2.5 years ago via a Hangout, but it was a Google Hangout, what we were talking about earlier, kind of how I met Tammy as well. So we met on there, and then we worked together. You know, she was coaching me for a long time. I didn't know it though. She secretly coaches you sometimes.
She does secretly coach you.
You guys keep on telling my secrets.
You don't even know it is right, Michael. I will attest to that.
But you know, the best part about that is that when the way she does it, and you're doing things, and it's your idea.
I know.
Right? So it's your idea.
I'm going to interrupt you. That's enough. No.
No, but it's good though, because then, you know, we're talking about starting from where you're at, and Susan's a great coach, because then she helps you realize where you're at without even realizing where you're at, so that you grow forward in such a stronger way that you really are a better person for it. So I'm giving you props, Susan. I may be giving away some secrets, but
I'm just not used to this. So
yeah, she's got to have like a lot of them right there.
I mean, look at all those freaking, you're getting like give her some more, you guys. She deserves them. Tammy's dropped 45 pounds, and I'm starting my own agency. I mean, how much better could you get? Yes, see, there you go. Susan, you're kicking ass. That's all I got to say with that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, wait, I think we diverged. Did we?
Yeah.
What's next?
So then we met.
Was that? Oh,
yeah. So then your story. Then you met, right?
Well, where were we? I drift. I haven't even. I'm sober too. This is amazing.
Well,
I was wondering
how you guys met, though. You met at an event, right?
Well, no, we met online. Oh, that's what we were talking about. See, this is my brain cells. Don't do drugs, everybody. Don't do drugs. So we met online, and then, you know, we had been working together for about at that point it was about a year and a half, and we decided that we were going to work together. We were going to meet in person. We met at a resort because Susan has a timeshare. So we met at this resort. We each had our own room. There was pools and hot tubs, and we had such a great time. We created a lot of content down there too, that we still should do something with, Susan, but that's a whole different topic for a different day. So in 2 weeks, it's going to be official when we finally met in person. Like, you guys who are watching, could you imagine hanging out with someone more not in person than you hang out with anybody else? Like, for real.
Yeah.
So this way, what we're doing right here, Susan and I would do this. We would have study halls where we're not even talking to each other. We're working on our own things. We're both on a Google Hangout, and she's working on a project and I'm working on a project, and we'd get to a point where we're like, oh, can you look at this? I need to get your advice on these words or these colors or the placement of this. And we go back and forth, and we would work with each other to help each other with our projects. And it's just, we had that relationship, and then we finally met, and it officially will be a year in 2 weeks.
Exactly. And that week, so is it 5 days or 7 days?
I think it was I think it was 7.
Yeah, I think it was the full week. So anyway, there was 3 days where we just rocked out 30 videos we recorded.
That's cool. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just, and they were all like on purpose, on topic. Like, they were a collection of 3 different main topics and then 10 different videos, and it's all still relevant content. Like, we've used some of it, but we really haven't packaged it like we planned on it. So anyway, Tammy, it'll tie into everything that we're doing, and that'll be the same thing. Like, when we finally meet, spend so much time together, it'll be, we already know each other. That's why these platforms are so amazing. We went shopping because Michael and we went shopping for groceries, and we ended up like we eat the same things. Like, it was almost like we were shopping with like an old friend. It wasn't, that kind of, I just met you, like, what should we get for groceries? Kind of, there was no awkwardness or anything.
It was actually it was kind of cool though, because I was wondering, because I eat pretty healthy all the time, so I didn't know what Susan ate. So we get to the grocery store, and we're kind of discussing, well, what should we get? This and that. And I'm going, oh, I eat these kind of things. And she's going, I eat all those things too. I'm like, great. So what if we do this? And she goes, I love that. She's like, what about this? I'm like, I love that. And it just, the only thing that we differ on is she likes whiskey and I like vodka. But we can.
I like whiskey.
Right? So
whiskey sours is our favorite drink.
Yeah.
So it
funny.
and even on the alcohol world, we were still easily switchable. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you drink whiskey, I'm not talking to you. It was, okay, maybe I'll have some of that today. It's
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, you're right, Susan, though. It's really amazing the type of relationships you do from being in parts of communities that encourage this relationship building and this type of culture where you're meeting people from all over the place. Because what do we got? I'm New York, Susan, Saskatchewan. Tammy, you're north of me, aren't you?
Yeah, do you even know where I'm
at? I feel like you're not Canada.
No.
Are you? No, but aren't you north?
I can see Long Point from my window, right here out my window. I can see Long Point, Canada.
Okay, so
I'm that close to Canada. If I wanted to get in a boat, I'd be in Canada, and I'd be able to say, "Hey, Susan, I'm in Canada."
And where are you, Karen?
I'm in Detroit, so I'm across from Canada too.
See how that works? So, but
yep.
We're all meeting in this. In my case, my phone, and we're hanging out here, and so you build relationships with people that you don't know, and then all of a sudden, you're creating products with them. I mean, you're creating workshops with them. It's really cool what this online stuff has done.
Oh yeah, my gosh, I know it. It's crazy.
And
It's really crazy.
that's why video is so important, because that's how we get to know each other so well, because it's as human as you can get in the digital arena, right?
Yeah.
Welcome, Barbara. Hey, there's a new Unstoppable Mama. That's Barbara, Susan.
Hello,
Susan,
Barbara. She just joined today.
She just joined today.
Welcome.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yes.
And Susan, I got a quick question for you. They have to have, I'm getting asked, they have to have a Twitter account to join in this, right? I mean, not to join on the seat, but to instant chat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I tweet it again?
Got it.
Yeah.
Can I wait? Oh, geez.
Mike's trying to get on.
Okay. Yeah, and it doesn't take long to create the Twitter account, so
Exactly.
if he doesn't have one, he can just quickly create one.
Okay.
That would be cool. Well,
Yep.
thanks for sharing that, parts of that story, Michael Eady.
Thank you for having me on so I could share.
Your ears must buzz a lot because, she says a lot of good things about you, so your ears must buzz a lot.
And you know what? Yours probably do too, because every time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. I've heard plenty of great things about Tammy. There's something like where Susan and I are very symbiotic. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. We work really well together. And from what I understand, you work equally as well. Which
A lot of synergy.
Synergy, yes. Synergistic.
That's the word.
That's not symbiotic. So.
How do I?
That sounds
now,
good.
what you have a product right now, you two together, and it's with video and stuff. So, are you encouraging community within the video, or are you encouraging people to get out? Like, what does this help people to do, with themselves or with their business? Like, do you have the product, Susan or Karen?
Yes, I do.
And so, what are you doing for yourself so that you can excel forward as well? Because you said you're pretty new to everything.
Right. Most of it for me has been trying to get the different accounts set up and understand how to use everything for social media.
Mm-hmm.
And like right now, I still have a couple of videos that are on my phone. I haven't loaded up on YouTube yet.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was like, even I had to be as basic as go get a YouTube channel and figure out how you load videos up. So I've got one up that I put on last week, and then my goal is to try to record something every day so I can get something up. And even if I do like you did, Susan, where you do say a bunch at a time, at least I have them stored where I can still post them if I get busy that day or something and don't make one.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Just hoping to get the exposure in a more humanized way, as you say.
And then what is your specific topic, your target audience, would you say?
I don't know that I've really developed one yet or even have gotten that far. The first video that I did was just why did I join 200 Cash Creation?
Okay.
And the other videos that I worked on, some of them were little topics as to what led back to 200 Cash Creation, what problem did it solve? So say, for example, the next video that I'm going to make, I was working part-time because I figured I can use that part-time to pay my bills and then do my own thing on the other part of the time. And then Thursday, the company I work for, the owner said, well, I want to give you a heads up. Hours are going to be cut next week. I'm like, this is like Thursday. That's not much of a heads up. So basically we all lost our spots at the company, except for the owners. And so that's my next video that's why you need something like 200 Cash Creation so that you have a plan B or when your B becomes your A.
Well, the plan B becoming your A is the smarter move anyway, because you can create videos from wherever you want. And when Michigan is in the dead of January and all you had is lake effect snow for like 2 months, you can get the hell out of there and go to Rio. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you could do it from down there.
Yep.
Well,
and actually I'm working on a vacation in January.
There you go. Well, congratulations for starting to work with these two. It's really a smart move because you're getting a lot more foundation with Tammy and Susan than if you went into a massive company that has all these people and all this training. They're just going to upsell you and make you buy more, and you're going to get lost. The hands-on, really focused angle that I know Susan takes, and Tammy, I'm sure you do too, but I know how Susan works. You know, it starts with where you at and then takes you there and moves you to the next level. I think it's awesome what's going on here.
Right, yeah. And
I'm kind of the back end person. I call it the caboose. I teach the direct response and the closing and the incentives and things like that. That's my specialty.
Which is also important because without one, you can't do the other.
That's why we balance. We stay out of each other's
arena.
It's
a perfect combo.
Yeah, that's why we thought it would just fit together really well. So teach people how to step out or step up into video. So if somebody has never done video or never done any marketing, there's a starting point. Or if people have done video and just aren't directing it at their target audience or aren't maybe being authentic or don't really know what to say, there's help there. So it's kind of all levels of video marketing. And then, so how do you sell it? And Tammy's got that covered with classified ads training, how to approach people, how to carry the conversation through direct sales kind of training. So I think it's a great combination.
It is.
Yeah, because if someone is new and they don't want to do video, for instance, I didn't want to do video when I first started. So what do? You got to get exposure somehow. So I specialize in the direct response area, But I mean, honestly, at this level, I think for this price point, we give a lot of value. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's other stuff that I could certainly teach and train, but that's when we're going to step it up and go into another higher level, $497, $997, you know what I mean? So that's the plan, because you can't honestly consume and know my 5 years of experience in this arena, in the home-based business. I can't pack it all in a $200 product. There's no way I would ever. So, I mean, we're going to have a lot of levels. I've been self-employed for 26 years, Michael, so this is all I know.
I think that's
amazing. All I know. And, I've ran, huge, 22 employees at one point, and I'm just liking this because I don't have any employees. Well, we don't yet, so...
I need to hire one though.
Yeah, we need to hire one because I always point that way because she's over that way on my computer, but I think she's this way. So
it's kind of like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I said that one day, didn't I? Yes. I said we need more boxes and then the one in the middle. Huh?
I know.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I've known Karen for a while. Karen's been. We've been chatting back and forth a little while, right, Karen? And then all of a sudden you're just like, hey, pulled the trigger and wanted to work with us. It was actually when I was in Florida about 4 weeks ago, I think, when I was in Florida. So there you go. Sales can come in while you're away. I was taking care of some stuff down in Florida with my family, and I'll never forget. I remember where I connect and sign up with everybody, and I said to Susan, I said, Karen's on board. So I was sitting at the kitchen table with my laptop, Karen, when you joined.
Yep, because I had some obstacles there for a little bit, and I knew I wasn't ready when I first talked to you. But then once I got some other things taken care of, then I still have to go for it. And
what did I do? I kept dripping on you and following up with you, and
yeah, and you were patient. It wasn't like there was anything that was high pressure about it. Let me know if you have questions.
I'm a patient person.
Mm-hmm.
When the student's ready, the teacher will come.
I swear I've heard that come out of Susan's mouth.
Yeah, see? And I think that was one of our first blabs. We talked about follow-up and how important it is, and how it becomes a part of this. Like, this is how we follow up with people too. We invite them to our blabs, but always be following up and stay connected with people. You never know when they're going to decide to either buy your product, become a partner, become a colleague, whatever.
And then it worked out for the best too, because the first person that told me about another program that Tammy was in never got back with me. And so I had to go on the internet and see if I could find somebody else that was doing the same program. And I went to YouTube. And so actually I understand what you mean by the videos, because that's what I did. Was I went through every person's video to see who I would feel comfortable working with and what they said and how they did things.
And you found me. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Bingo.
And you know, you're very smart to have done that. For those of you who are watching this, and let's say you've never been in a community or an opportunity where there's training and stuff like that involved to help a team grow, working with people who know how to share the information in such a way to help excel their team members forward, or lift them up is smart. I know when I got started with the original company I was with online, I didn't realize there were teams and other people and training. Like, I knew nothing. I barely knew how to use Facebook. Okay. And now I'm a social media consultant and manager. So I've taught myself, but that's when I met up with Susan, is that you learn from people who know how to do that stuff. And the fact, Karen, that you did that and you went looking and you dug deeper and looked at people what we're saying, so you can find the right team members to work with, so that you're basically choosing your own family, so to speak.
Right.
You know, so like that's awesome. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
And for those of you who are watching, you know, if you're looking at things, just do your research. Do your research so you know who you're working with, and you're not just, you know, joining with the next person that, you know, shows you something shiny and pretty.
There's lots of shiny objects out there.
Oh yeah, a lot. They call it the shiny balls syndrome. I had to say it.
I think that's grosser than the word broad. I'm just saying.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
Brass balls, okay?
Oh,
I gotta try to get out of this one.
Good luck. You're on your own.
Susan helped. Karen helped.
It's okay. I don't judge by any means.
I know. Well, you know what? That's cool, because Susan says she doesn't judge me either. So you know what? I can be me then, huh? I can be Tammy.
Absolutely.
That's all we want.
Wow. You know what? I don't know if you guys want it. I don't know if you guys want that.
That's the only way we want it.
I'll save it for a drink over the whiskey sours. How's that sound?
That sounds lovely.
Okay.
That's funny. So do you, I'm going to ask this question of all three of you and for everyone that's watching. Do you have any tips or any suggestions, whether it's from personal experience or somebody that shared something with you or a mentor or whatever, but do you have any tips on how to massively grow your business without losing your mind?
Yeah, I do.
Since we're talking about doing what you love and starting from where you are, let's talk about that. How do you grow your business, work your business without losing your mind? Go, Tammy.
Simple. You have a cheat sheet. You have checklists, and you don't try to keep it all up in your noggin. So when I started any business, when I started a offline business, I have what I call checklists. So I'm notorious for a DMO, a daily method of operations. If you don't have something in front of you to keep track and to keep you on track, then you're not going to get it done all in one day. So I tell people to make sure you take 90 minutes. If you have to do more, that's fine. But in the beginning, you really want to focus on lead generation. If you don't have people parading through your information, through your sales funnels, if you don't have that on a day-to-day basis, then you're going to say this stuff don't work. So whether you're driving traffic through YouTube videos, Facebook ads, solo ads, media buys, postcards, magazine ads, it don't matter. I mean, I've done it all, okay? And specifically, online lead generation is the cheapest form of lead generation. So if you don't have that going for you, then the bill collectors start calling. And you don't want that. I call it do a video a day to keep the debt collectors away. I have, you know, different little sayings and things like that when I coach people. But if you don't have exposure to your business, social media is a harder way to get going, in my opinion, for a newbie. You want to literally step up and you want to get your exposure out there. Craigslist, Backpage, like I said, you got solo ads nowadays. I didn't have these things when I first started. You want to build a list. If you don't have a list, it's almost very difficult to do anything. So I treat my list just like it's an asset, just like the real estate that I owned in past and now that I'm building now. It's an asset. If you don't have a list that you're building in a following, you can, you know, of course, segue into social media after you get that list established. But when you're driving traffic and you're getting people into your sales funnel, you got to sell. You got to sell. If people, you know, marketing is marketing, but you do have to learn how to sell, some skills. You got to pick up that phone. You got to make sure that that's not an 800-pound gorilla sitting on your desk. It's not. It's just like we're talking right now. It's just a person on that line. That's all it is. So connect with people, get your lead flow going, and it'll take off. And that's the momentum that you really need in the first 90 days. You really need to have that momentum going. That's my advice for tonight. Is that a mouthful or what?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you very much. And if you get that momentum and immediately get results, then you build your confidence so you can even push harder, right?
Exactly. I mean, my goal has always been a sign up, 1 to 2 signups a day, no matter what I'm doing. The lifestyle that I deserve that for myself and my family is 1 to 2 signups a day. So that's where I'm at. Like, you know, people are at different levels, but that's the thing, like, so I break it down, and then we always have like formula and the way Susan figures out the conversions and things like it. It just has made so much sense since I've met her. So it's only increased my knowledge by meeting her and vice versa. I teach her stuff that she don't know. So it makes a beautiful combination. It really
Great
does.
answer, Tammy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other
Wow.
tips or ideas? How to?
I don't even know how to
burn out?
follow that. That's incredible. Can I give you, there we go. I'm giving you some more of those things, Tammy. That was amazing. I mean, the only thing that I would add to it, because, you know, you covered, you know, that's how you get the sales and you focus on that angle of it. When you pull in the social media side of it, which is more of my focus and what I help people do, now we're talking about a different kind of exposure where you're looking to get in front of your target audience so that you are becoming more relevant in their brain. Like, people are going to keep remembering you if they keep seeing you pop up. So what helps with that is you want to be doing automated things. You want stuff running while you're not sitting there. So for example, with your Twitter, you've got, you know, keywords, like a handful of keywords, getting followed and liked, and going out and just finding people and commenting towards them. And you just set all this stuff up at the beginning. Okay. And it's not to just set it up and let it run and walk away from it. This is to set it up and let it run so that in the morning, when you go and you check your social media and you take 10 minutes and you go and you respond to people who have then reacted to what you have running. So you're not, instead of going out and, like, if you've done any type of I call it guerrilla marketing on Facebook. What's the first thing that happens when you message someone? They're already on the defense when it's cold like that. I find Twitter to be a great place that you can let this stuff run. People who want to comment and react and retweet and talk to you via what you have going, you can then start reacting with them. So you're not talking to a cold audience. You're talking to a warmer, targeted audience. And then they're going to be more likely to engage with you so that you can then, provided what you, depending on what you're doing or what you're selling or what the offer is, you can then pull them in and talk to them the way Tammy's talking about. So it's just a different angle to get in front of people that via an automation. And so that's one way of automation. Another way is you also want to be aggregating other people's content. So you use something like Post Planner is what I use. I think there's like Buffer is another one, where basically you're going and you're finding highly relevant content that your target audience wants to be looking at, and you have a schedule and you just fill a bank of content. Just got to make sure when you're setting up the content that you're using highly targeted keywords and hashtags so that when people are searching for these things in Twitter or wherever they're at, but I really just focus on Twitter for this, what I'm talking about here, that they're finding you just from what you're doing. So you set that stuff up to automate. You've got other stuff going out there and liking people and commenting and doing all those things. So those are running in the background. And at the same time, you're going to be automating your own content amidst all that other stuff. So it looks like you're going to be living there, but you're not. You set it up, and all you really have to do, once a month is refill the aggregated content to be, what you'll be talking about for that next month. So that stuff is running in the background. So all you're doing is spending, 10 to 30 minutes a day in the morning responding to people who've reacted, and then, taking those conversations to the next level and what Tammy's talking about. So it's a whole different angle to come at this. And then what's cool too, I'm just going to toss this in there since y'all are listening, is if we're driving traffic to your website on your personal content, remember we're talking about aggregated content and personal content. So if you're driving people to your content via your personal stuff on your website, you can then use a tracking pixel to get their information so that when you're doing your paid marketing on Facebook, your articles, your promotions only show up in front of people who have already been to your website, so that no like, trust, remember factor is running on in their head. And that's what I want to add to Tammy's already awesomeness.
So can I just add a little summary to wrap that all up into a package?
Yes.
You're good at that.
Essentially, it's just coming at list building from a different angle, because all of the content that you're sharing and engaging with people in as your link, inviting them to come to your website, which has your capture page, opt in, capture their email, and then they're on your list and you're sharing your product opportunity and information with them. So it's a different angle of list building, but it's list building. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really dove into Twitter. It's always been YouTube and Facebook. So I'm exploring Twitter now.
I know I try to chat with you a little bit when you're on there.
Yes.
Like, ooh, there's Tammy.
There's Tammy. On, right?
Well, but did you notice there was a couple days ago, the three of us were on a conversation. We were just talking about, matter of fact, we were talking about Blab.
Yeah.
And some other guy jumped into the conversation, and I can't recall who it was.
I remember that.
And then shortly after that, because I was asking one of you two about just learning how it works about Blab. And then this chick, Nicole, jumped in. She's like, I'm going to jump into your conversation because we had the right hashtags going out. We were using the right usernames. And this is the way we're having conversation. You get all these people that start to jump into conversation. So I know people are going, oh, well, Twitter's losing its whatnot, and Twitter is not what it was, and Facebook. But to me, it's the most organic, warmest conversations I've had with people.
I like them a lot better, Twitter.
It's because people go to Twitter for news. It's like your own personal news feed. People who use Twitter, who just like think they're going to just sell stuff there, they're not really using Twitter. They're just pushing stuff there. They're not paying attention, and they don't really understand. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm following 3,000 people. How can I keep up with what's going on? It's called lists, people. You want to create lists of really who you want to pay attention to, or you just get rid of whacks of people. You can do unfollow me. No, not unfollow me. What is the one?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I did that one time.
Something filter. I use it. I just can't. I have it, but you can just get rid of people who are not relevant to your conversation anymore.
Yeah, you can. It's like auto, like unsubscribe or something like that. An auto
unsubscribe, something like that. I can't. It's escaped me at the moment. But I don't know. It's just really cool how you meet new people, and everybody's interested. They're not just about themselves. They're interested in what you're doing, and they want to help, and they like it when you ask them questions. So they can just, it's really cool community. I just think what it's going to take Twitter to the next level is when people really start using more visuals, like pictures, images.
I think so too.
That's all I insist with all of my personal organic content that I'm putting out. And even the stuff that I share and retweet, I really only want images involved because people like to see things. They don't want to just read words.
Yeah, and that's what grabs attention is the picture.
I've been putting pictures on my tweets now too.
Good.
Yeah. Well, and I would do videos too on my tweets and stuff, But
that's one thing I've yet to figure out is how to get the live. If you put a video in Facebook and it does the live streaming thing, I haven't quite figured out how to do that with Twitter. I know you can do a live recording, but it only gives you 30 seconds. And I've put YouTube links over there, but then the video doesn't show up in the feed. It's just the link.
I think that's all you can do, isn't it? The 30 seconds.
But I've seen other people have videos out there.
Oh, okay. So we just need to
I've seen it. I just haven't. I'm like, what are they doing differently?
So we need to
figure it out and we'll cut a video.
I think so. Especially with the addition of Blab here. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
What does it do?
That's the best thing since sliced bread, really.
Yeah.
I use that example in my in the new copy that I'm putting in my website, because I'm revamping my website for my whole new structure that I'm doing. And I said that social media is the best thing since sliced bread.
Did you?
I said, or in modern terms, since dumb phones got smart and laptops turned into tablets. I tried to,
Oh, that's good.
Sprinkle some Michael Leedy on top of that stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like Susanisms and Tammy Talk.
Yeah.
Tammy Talk and Susanisms.
Yeah.
And now we're going
to call it, well, she's the warmer-upper, and then she's the Susanizer. And actually, my son came up with that nickname, Susanizer.
Susanizer.
Because he'll pop in once in a while and see what I'm doing and stuff like that, and deals and things like that, and that I'm working on, bigger ticket deals and stuff. So I'll toss them to Susan. She warms them up for me, and then I close them.
You know what? That's called teamwork, ladies. That's called teamwork.
Yep. Sure is.
True collaboration. Speaking
Emily,
of
Leslie, Rick, hey, how you guys doing?
We're going to have to come up with a nickname for Karen here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Look out, Karen.
I know.
And what Michael Leedy's is just Michael Leedy. He's not Michael. He's Michael Leedy.
It is my last name. On Twitter, I'm the Michael Leedy.
Yep, that's how I say it. And that's how I say it. I'm going to talk to the Michael Leedy. Just like that.
She does, actually. She says that.
Yeah, I know that. I had something else to spin off of what you were saying. Something. It was right about at the point where you were talking about what you put on your website. Was it video? Oh, maybe it'll come to me.
We're talking about the best thing since sliced bread.
No, we're video. Yeah, and before that, video in the news feed. It was something to do with that.
streaming video feeds like Facebook video marketing.
I forget.
Well,
Maybe
see, with Facebook, you can actually see the views. You know what I mean? Like when you put up a video on Facebook, you can actually see the views,
which is cool.
Which is really cool. My videos on Facebook than I do even on YouTube, but YouTube is searchable, so that's why how Karen finds me and a lot of other people find me. You know, but I think Twitter. I got to get it figured out. I really do. It's just one thing on my bucket list, to-do list, or whatever.
I did mention to Susan that there's a couple things I want to set up for her, and I said that I'd set them up for you as well. So maybe what we could do sometime is just sit down. We'll do it actual Google Hangout style, and then we can go over stuff, and you guys can ask me questions, and I'll just kind of walk you through some basics.
Yeah.
I think
learn
once
how
you get
to do pay-per-click on Twitter. You know what I mean? Or don't
I
you
don't even do that. I don't even do that. Like I'm constantly growing
I did that.
just from hashtags, just from properly hashtagging things and syndicating other people's content that's relevant to my audience to help them do what they're doing, you know, because the topics that I'm talking about, I'm finding the growth and the connections that I'm making. I mean, I'm sure it would go quicker if you paid for it, but if it's already growing organically on its own.
Yeah, some reason it is. I'm getting a lot of followers lately, a lot. So
yeah, so if you start engaging with just the ones who are engaging with you to begin with, you just start chatting with them and just like spend a couple, again, 10 to 30 minutes in the morning. I'll show you a tool that you could. I use a paid tool. I use Hootsuite to do what I'm going to show you, but you can use another one that's free.
I've used that one, Hootsuite. Yeah.
And I don't even use it for you can do a lot of things with it, but I specifically like it for, I go in the morning and then, so you've got people who had, mentioned you, and you've got new followers. So I'm going to just give you one piece of this puzzle. But so basically you go in and you respond to the people who have mentioned you or retweeted you, and you just kind of spark up those conversations or follow up with them. But I don't just do it in the morning. I spread my responses out throughout the entire day.
That's a good idea.
With that tool?
With Hootsuite. You can also do it with TweetDeck.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, and that one's...
It sits on your desktop, right? TweetDeck?
Yeah, it's just like Hootsuite. I didn't get TweetDeck when I first looked at it. And now that I know Hootsuite, I'm like, oh, that's what TweetDeck is. But I really like the format of Hootsuite. But I'll set my responses out. So like I'll respond to this, and then 5 minutes later I'll schedule it to retweet from this person's page, and then maybe if I found something else on their page, I'll comment on something new, and I'll do that with whoever are engaging me, and I spread that out across like 7 hours. It looks like you're just sitting on Twitter, but you're not. You did it in a 30-minute time span, and then you walked away. And then you get more engagement. It happens throughout the entire day. If you want to go in and check on your phone, if you notice, if Kim Garst messaged you back or Gary Vaynerchuk liked something you did, because it happens. I even had Courtney Love retweet something of mine once. I'm not kidding, but that was an Empire thing. But anyway, you get stuff like this going on, then you can jump in during the day. But for the most part, if you just set it up throughout the day and then you just go check it in the morning, and you just, and then that can lead to more conversations that you can get people on the phone, so you can then close them like you do.
I think that's a great idea to mix your organic responses with the automated. Yeah, I just think that's brilliant.
Yeah, because you're adding your personal touch to it. It's not like you didn't say it. You really did say it. You just said it, at 8 a.m, and they're reading it because they're getting it live at 5 p.m. So it was you. You did do it. You just didn't want to have 50 things go out, because you're going to get unfollowed if someone wakes up and they've got all these tweets from you. That's annoying. So just spread them out.
Yeah, because your inbox can become pretty full.
Yeah, well then that's a whole different topic, the inbox.
Yeah, exactly.
We can talk. So, to put this subject to bed, let's set up a time where the three of us can hang out, and we'll go over some stuff get Tammy. Here's my what I have Susan doing. So I'll tell you to do the same thing. Get 10 people that you really like following and just save their handles, and we'll set some stuff up with them. I'll show you what we'll do. I've got a lot of keywords and hashtags that you'll already like. We'll just use all these and we'll get some stuff rolling, and we'll take it even further.
Okay. Hey, David.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's an awesome idea. So that kind of fits in. I'm going to pull all of what you described in that automation and also your own organic replies here on expanding your community or connections on Twitter, Michael. And I'm going to tie that into our topic and to that question that I asked. So how did I word that question, Tammy? I think I have it jotted. How do you grow your business without losing your mind? In other words, avoiding burnout. And
avoiding burnout. Yep. Yeah. You got it.
So that kind of, the reason why I asked that question is because it fits with our initial topic too. It does fit with start from where you are, because if you're not realizing and working from where you are right now, if you're either working from where you were or you're trying to be something or someone in the future, but you're not really fitting in, well, you're going to burn out, right? And you're not going to love what you're doing. So that's kind of why I wanted to highlight that. But also by choosing appropriately or respectfully choosing automation to conserve your time, use your time wisely in your business so that you're still building your business with automation and keeping it human by still having your human touch, by having that balance, then you won't lose your mind or burn out. You keep that balance. So you're still keeping the human connection and building your relationships, which is essential for our business. But you just do the parts that you love, automate the parts that are time consuming, and outsource maybe some things that you don't like. So it's all very relevant to what we've been talking about. So thank you for that.
I love outsourcing.
Speaking of outsourcing, if any of you who are watching this are graphic designers, I've decided I'm creative and great with design, but I want a stable of designers. So if you are, my Twitter is @BMichaelEady. Message me, tweet at me, and tell me that you saw me on this, because I'm looking to just start some conversations so I have a stable of people to work with as I build my social media management and consulting agency. I'm going to need designers because I don't want to do it. I just want to make the stuff run for people. So message me if you're watching this and you're a designer. Sorry, I had to jump on that, Susan.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Michael, actually.
Because I just I love to create, but really I don't want to. I create differently. I want someone to make things pretty for me.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because that time that you're spending doing those images, you could be doing the other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I want to do the other stuff and let them do that, and then we'll work you into the budget of my clients. That's what I'm saying. So just message me. Let's start talking.
Perfect.
Got a lot of people jumping on. Exactly. Wow. Okay.
Karen, do you have anything to add to all that topic? And welcome everybody that's joined.
My perspective is a little bit different, just because my experience is not with the internet marketing. And I've been in business for myself for 15 years, but as an interior designer. So with that being a luxury item, it goes up and down with the economy. And so if you're looking at yourself as becoming an entrepreneur or being an entrepreneur, you want to be prepared for those times when it gets kind of rocky, because that's where I think a lot of people quit, or they decide that they don't know if they can handle it anymore, or they run back to their comfort zone. And I heard somebody say a sentence on a recent webinar that sticks with me, and I always remind myself, and it says, are you just interested or are you committed? And everything I do, I try to look at it and say, I know I'm committed to it. and burn the bridge. There's no.
That's my favorite saying.
I like that.
I love that, Karen, when you say burn your bridge behind you, because that's literally what you almost have to do in any business. You have to say, you know what, there's no net. Like I have to make this work. It's not like when people say, you know what, I'm going to try that. You know what, Tammy, I'm going to try it. I'm going to join with you. I'm going to try that. And I'm like, I tell people all the time, even in text, and nope, you got to change your wording because if you're going to try it, it's not going to work.
Right.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. You got to dig in, and you just got to learn it and go through the curve like everybody has gone through beforehand. I mean, you know, if people say, what would you do if you had to do it all over? I would definitely do it differently. But the first thing I would do is obviously do the common, like with my knowledge now, I can do it over and over and over, right? But in the beginning, I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Right.
You know? Heck, I was building other people's like replicated sites lists. I didn't have my own list. I didn't have Aweber. I didn't have, you know, I have 2 Awebers now. I have, you know, another backup autoresponder. And I would just, what would I do if I ever did it over again, David? I would definitely start literally list building. Just list building, because that is just still email marketing. I will say bar none is still the best way to get people to join your business. Conference calls, yes, I love the phone. Susan knows that I love the phone. Just something about that, like I can just sell on the phone. I'm like, let's get going. Here's your sign up link. You know, let's get going. I can sell. So this has been different for me because I'm used to saying, okay, what you got to do next is you got to go to our link. You know, see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm learning. I'm doing different platforms and things like that. But for me, you know, being a mortgage broker, what am I doing? I'm closing the deal, you know? So it's just in me, you know what I'm saying? Like selling real estate, you know? I mean, if people are going to take your time and they're on the phone with you, then sign up. That's just how I feel. I'm sorry, but it's like, and that's just how I'm geared for 26 years. If I'm on the phone, you're going to buy. Right? Right, Karen?
Yep.
I mean, basically. Right, Susan?
Yes.
So, you know, why call me? Why call a doctor if you're not going to go and you're going to pay them, right? Why call an attorney? Well, I guess they do give free 30-minute consultations. But I mean, why are they coming to you? They're coming to you because they know the cost already, right? They've already reviewed your information. They already know what you charge. So if they're on the phone with you, then close them. That's the way I look at it. I know I'm goofy, but I do get goofy with people. I love people. They're cool to me. You know, get them on the phone with Tammy, and I'll be goofy with them.
That's awesome. Oh, just a second.
So you used to do what? Oh, storm windows and doors by phone back in the day. Yeah, exactly. That's cool. Well, yeah, I pretty much sold everything except for storm doors, but flipping houses, you know, you name it. Financing, helping people build business credit, personal credit. You gotta have credit nowadays. And if you can build your credit, I mean, then you can leverage your credit into online business, and you can pay for advertising. You can do a lot of things with credit. That's another love of mine. That's an off subject, but man, you got to take care of your credit, because when you don't have it, because I've lost my credit from devastation of my other businesses and stuff, it's not easy to be a business owner. So that's another topic for another day. We could do how to build your credit one day. No.
Absolutely, we could.
What would you guys recommend most for beginnings as far as online marketing and advertisement? That's two-folded. I mean, I can talk on that a second, and then you guys can elaborate.
Yeah, go for
but it depends on how much time do you have and how much money do you have. going back to leveraging your credit, building a list. Once you start getting that momentum, taking the 10 to 20%, putting it back into your business. I have something right here that I save at how to become a millionaire. Make a plan and raise your standards. First, you got to raise your standards. Immediately start a business, which you've done, David, with me. Stop wasting time on TV, games, things like that. Figure out what you're going to do to make $1,000, $2,000, $4,000 a week, and then start reinvesting it back into your business. That's just kind of, I keep these things. So Tammy, when I see stuff.
Tammy, when you say leverage your credit, what exactly are you mean when you mean by that? I mean, using credit cards or using your good credit to get loans, or what do you mean by that?
Well, and I don't have my certificate around here, but I spent 10 grand on a course to become a business finance consultant. I went to Beverly Hills, actually, Hollywood, about 10 years ago, and learned how to build and establish corporations, asset protection, so I have a lot of knowledge up in this noggin, you know what I mean? But you have to figure out your credit score first, and then you build personal lines of credit. The best way to build credit is business lines of credit, hands down, because then it's not a personal tie to you. Business credit is non-PG, they call it, non-personally guaranteed credit. Like Donald Trump, for instance, he has major credit lines. The guy does not use his own money, he uses OPM. So you can use OPM, which is other people's money, which is banks, banks' money. But yeah, you get a $5,000 line of credit, $10,000 line of credit. You don't want to use the whole thing. You want to always just use 30% of it. Otherwise, your debt to income ratio is going to be maxed out. But, and then your credit score will drop. But so there's ways you can do that, Michael, and then you can leverage yourself and pay for advertising and then pay it off, and then, it's just a management kind of thing. But almost every business I've ever started has some sort of leverage to it, So it's a rebuilding process too.
So then what would you say for a person who, in most people's cases, in most people's cases in their financial situation, they're probably living paycheck to paycheck. They're in a job that they don't necessarily enjoy, or maybe they're learning how to do the internet marketing or the network marketing, or they're building their own business while they're doing this other job, while they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they're trying to build this business, and maybe they have crappy credit already. So what do you suggest to these people so that they can get moving? Because in a lot of those cases, they're often just feeling screwed that they just they can't get ahead. They feel like they're always scrambling for water. Susan,
can I answer that?
I'd love to hear what you have to say.
And Tammy, that. I know that you'll have a great answer as well, but I have a short answer for that. So those people, they need to figure out how to get $200, and then they need to invest in the 200 cash creation, because inside of it, it teaches them how to multiply it. And it's an affiliate product with 100% commissions. So they can make their money, make their investment back with one sale, return on investment with one sale. Okay, Tammy, go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael. It's just the perfect spot to say. That's what those people need. It's so simple. All the training is inside the product to get immediate return on investment.
And it's just a one-time payment.
Yep.
Well, there's a monthly fee of $29.95, but just one purchase, $200.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? You can go and you can sell something to get that $200. Like my first real estate transaction, I went and sold some Sears gift certificates just to get the down payment for the appraisal money in order to refi and pull out $30,000 in cash. I mean, the thing is you got to use your brain nowadays. You got to use your noggin. You got to get creative. $200 is like in your couch cushions. I mean, come on.
I'm so
Susan,
glad the thing is, you got to use your brain nowadays. Do you see what I'm doing?
I mean, come on. We're in the prime time of our lives, people. We're not old and gray. We're not sitting in a wheelchair. We have our noggins. Come on. I mean, seriously. People listening, I mean, don't you agree? I mean, listen, the banks are not going to be lending soon. So get your credit, get your business going, and leverage the heck out of it. And
where's the umbrella? What do we do with the umbrella now?
Susan just closed, you guys, whether you know it or not. She said it, and she's doing closing now. That's just, I'm sorry, man. I just get like passionate about this stuff. Like, seriously, use your brain.
Oh, come on, you guys, give her some props. That was awesome.
Wow, you got me going, Michael, on that one.
Hey, I'm glad. Well, that's why I asked it, because there's a lot of people on here watching and listening. I mean, it's like.
Well, okay, let me just answer that. Susan answered it perfectly, because that's what my answer would be. Get into a home-based business. That's what this guy that is worth $400 million, his net worth, okay? I follow him. And literally, you start a business. You start a home-based business, because if you're a W-2 employee, guess what? In the States, there's something called tax deductions. You're going to be able to reduce your tax. I'm not giving out tax advice, guys. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving out tax advice tonight. But you got to know that a home-based business is going to save your butt from a lot of taxes, you know? So when people say, well, I can't get into a home-based business, you know how much money it's going to save you a year? Just to have that write-off? I mean, come on. Sorry, man, Susan. Tonight, I'm telling you.
You two are giggly. Karen, have you been on events together?
No,
I've never seen this in a long time.
Oh, her and I have not seen anything yet.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, before we lose it, now you are on a roll. You're on fire. So can you please share with everyone the three things? What three things do they need to think about and know before they get started with this home business that they should get off their asses and do? So what are those three things that they
shoot. You guys got me going. And I have not touched one drink today. I'm sober. This is how I am sober. The three things. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one. Oh, what's number one?
Stop laughing first.
Okay, I gotta pull up my sheet. We do this perfectly on videos, Michael. I mean, it'll just roll off my tongue. But now because I have an audience tonight, 14? Yikes.
We've had 71. That's 71.
We've been working it tonight. Oh wow. Use your brain. Check. Yeah, really. Check couch and laugh. That's a good one. What's your name? Little Tech Place. What's your real name?
Little Tech.
I want to get to know you.
Jay.
Nice to meet you, Jay. Matthew, Porter. Cool. You guys are, well, there's three things you want to take a look for. And I love that, Michael. You're just like showing us your pad there. That's cool.
I want some water. It's empty, so I needed to.
It's got to be a simple system. It's got to do all the telling and selling for you, number one, because I can't stand selling and telling and constant. It's got to have that in place. That's what we have, Susan and I. It's got to have a method of lead generation, bar none. It's got to teach a person how to get eyeballs to the website. And number three, and this is the biggest thing, and I know there's a ripple right now going on in a certain company that just happened to someone today, got kicked out because he joined something else. Not going to say names. It's got to be member to member, because what I went through in an MLM, won't name names, like I said, you can get kicked out, but it's got to be member to member. Susan and I do not touch your money. It goes right direct into your PayPal or your merchant account. So those are the three things. Does that make sense? There you go, Susan.
Thank you.
Welcome. I did it without laughing.
Very good. I just want to test this mute, because that's one of the cool things about having this microphone. Like, it's directional, but also it has a quick mute. So can I just test it while we're on here to make sure it is muted?
Yeah, something happened on my screen.
We'll give you a thumbs up.
It's muted. Yep.
So it worked?
It did.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Then I can, without anybody noticing maybe, because I'll stop going like this. I can just sneak up here and mute it when somebody's coming and going. Perfect. Yes, that is. I like in the right time, like within its conversation. I like to get you to say that, Tammy, because you say it just right, and I think it's one of the people's missing pieces is when they're choosing a new opportunity or product or something to do is just not really having the tools, like personal tools and knowledge of how to make that good decision for their own situation, because a good product or opportunity for me might not be the same good product or opportunity for Karen or for Michael or for you. So we need to have our own inner tools to be able to make a good decision and not follow the crowd like sheep and just go to the exciting thing or what seems to be trending or whatever. I think it's important. So if we can, my hope is that if we can help enough people understand how important it is to make good decisions, and we can save some of their time and maybe some of their angst.
Exactly.
And not just sell our product. Like, of course, we want you to buy our stuff and come and work with us because that's what we want. But we want to always share this information so that all of you make good decisions, whether you work with us or not. We want to help you. So that's why.
Exactly. And there's one thing that I think maybe I could add to that, Susan, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is I listen to, a lot of the, thought leaders, of course, but also the marketers, and they have said in the last convention I was at actually, is that you're one sales funnel away from living the life of your dreams. So, so these sales funnels make me multiple six figures a year. So my next goal is to be a millionaire in this industry, like in 1 year. So, you know what I mean? So you keep building out, funnels and things like that. And a funnel just means a sales presentation. And all of a sudden this whole thing just went green around me. It's really weird. Like you guys are still there, but my whole screen is green.
Maybe
so
if
I disappear,
your premonition of green, which is money, your millionaire money.
Yeah. Wow, that was cool, Susan. Okay, this is a sign. Like it's all green. This is a sign.
Cool. Well, I hope it's a funnel that I build that does it for you.
It will be. It will be. I just had to shut up. But that's, that's the cool part, is there's always 3 steps. There's always 3 steps to any sales funnel. Capture page, sales page, follow up, AWeber, right, Karen?
Yep.
So Karen's an awesome student, man. I love the fact that you're so, what I like to see in people is questions, and you do a great job of asking questions because that's how you learn, So if I don't get any questions asked, then I can't help like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Or you don't know what the person is doing. Are they okay? Or did they give up? Or what are they thinking?
Exactly. And I think the biggest thing is you want to always realize that any business, no matter what you start, whether it's an online or offline business, you got to give it 90 days. You have to give it 90 days, just like a jet plane, You got to get that jet plane off the ground and into the air. And otherwise, and I just think of that analogy all the time because my brother's a pilot. So, he got to give it that gas in order to get it up in the air for people to see you, and to have exposure. So what am I working on every single day? Exposure, lead generation. That's all you got to do with these systems because they do such a good job of converting. It's really the simplest business model I've ever seen, ever. Because I've done a lot of them. Carpet cleaner, restaurant owner.
I want to read you this question, Tammy, that David Garcia wrote. How would you guys suggest we test the effectiveness of our offline/online marketing methods?
Oh, yeah. Well, Susan can answer that because she's the tester.
Yeah.
Track it.
track it.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
tool-
There's all sorts of different levels of tracking, but track everything you do and just be methodical with your testing. So for example, if you're doing offline, can I use flyers as an example? If you're doing
Sure.
flyers, you measure them by the 100 or 1,000. If you put 1,000 flyers out, that the link or the number that you're using on those flyers, make it unique, so that the responses that you get coming in are that link or that number that you've told them to call is only for those flyers. So then you know exactly 1,000 flyers brings in 232 responses. And then out of those responses, initial responses, how many engage further, and then figure out your conversion percentage. And then you know how to scale up accordingly, or what strategies to just toss out the door. And then every single method should be that methodically done.
And now, do you recommend if someone wants to track an online method, do you recommend a tool for people, or do they need the 200s to get that information?
No, I like ClickMeter for tracking, because then if you want to get more technical with it, you can do retargeting with it. It's free for up until, I can't remember, I think 200 or 300 clicks a month, and then it's very cost effective. So I really like ClickMeter for tracking. There's one other one that lots of the traffic people like as well, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but essentially there's not a whole lot of different ones, and you can use. There's lots of different free ones that you can use. There's the Google shortener. What's the other common one? I haven't used any of those for
Bitly.
Yeah. So you can use those as well. But what I like about having everything housed in one platform is you can see all your links. They're all there. You can put notes within them. You can switch them out. Like, there's just so much more there. And yet it's simple enough that you can just go in as a new person and figure it out without too much trouble.
ClickMeter, that's a good one.
ClickMeter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
I have stat counter on my site, so I can see where all the hits are coming from and the links and things like that. I've used that for how I track. And then Aweber, of course, if you're running a solo ad or something like that, David, do what Susan just said, and then you can obviously see if you're getting leads or not getting leads, That's how I keep track too. So, but yeah, I can't see any of the questions now. That's weird, Michael. Like, my screen is just like you four people, and that's it. Like it froze.
Well, David Garcia says, thanks for all the value, guys.
Welcome.
So I've got to step off, I think, and get some stuff done, because it's
yeah, it's like 11:30. Oh my God, it's 11:40. I still haven't taken my walk, and I have not missed a walk since Memorial Day, so I have to step off too.
So we lost Susan for a second. We don't. All of a sudden, Susan comes back and everybody's off.
That would be funny, and she'd be like inboxing me like, "Where'd you go?"
She'd be like, "What the flip?" Except she wouldn't say flip, knowing Susan.
No, knowing Susan. That would be funny though. But yeah, I actually do have to take off and at least get my 2 miles in tonight.
You're in the same time zone as me. It's like midnight.
Yeah.
It's 20 to midnight, and I still have to do this. If I have to do it at 2 a.m, I do it. It's weird, because if I miss one day, then I fall off the bandwagon.
Wagon. Oh, son of a bitch.
I know. So I'm gonna be
yeah, I feel you.
But I take care of, get that done, and then I can come back. And I'm just more of a night owl. I'm not a morning person. I've always scheduled, if someone wants to talk to me at 10 a.m., I'll say no. I don't start my day until like 1.
Oh, wow. So what time do you get up?
I get up at 8. I don't sleep much. I only sleep like 6 hours.
Okay. I figure I get up around the same. I force myself to snooze the alarm clock, even though I work from home and I don't have to be at an office. I'm still waking up around 6:30.
Really?
But I usually snooze for a good half hour.
Do you?
Yeah. Just because I want my body to wake up early. I don't want it to. Because there was a point in time where, because I do work from home, I was getting up at noon and like my day was gone. I'm like, what?
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
I usually do my marketing in the morning, though. You know what I mean? My 90 minutes.
Yep. Exactly. Get all that stuff done.
I do my Craigslist ads, Backpage ads, hint, hint, to anyone that's on the team.
And that's in 200 as well, those things.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yeah, in fact, I just re-recorded a new Craigslist training. I forgot to tell Susan that she can load in there. I just recorded a new one today.
Like, I did something, Susan. Put it in there.
Yep, I just recorded, Susan.
I wonder if she can hear us.
Yeah, she can probably. Oh, we're talking about her.
One of the kids probably came home. Well.
Okay, guys. Well, she's gonna come back, and we're gonna go.
so close it out. It's so funny because we're like, wow, what are we gonna do? You guys, hey, so those of you who are on here, do you have any more questions so that we don't just leave Susan stranded here wondering where the hell everybody went? Is there anything you would like to know? We've got superstar here, Tammy. I do social media, and Karen is coming in from a new angle, and she's focusing on video. Is there anything you want to ask anybody, or any tips, anything? You guys,
Okay, I got your tongue.
it happens. Like sometimes, you don't know what to ask. Like, oh crap, what do I ask? And would like to get info. Oh, I deleted my Facebook a few. Ooh, I don't know if you want to pull stuff from how to reach out on social media again. If you're looking to use social media to meet new people that are outside of your circle, I'm telling you, Twitter. You could do it on. It seems to be harder on Facebook, especially if you want. Are you on a budget, David, or do you have money to market with to build a list like Tammy's talking? Start over. Yes, I'm a student, low budget. Okay, so I would personally recommend Twitter. You can, if you're on there. Are you on there? Because you're in here. You can connect with me on there, and I can kind of give you some direction with it. Because that's going to be, hashtags are free. What kind of business do you have, David? What are you going to school
for as
well?
Hey, Susan, I got to jump off.
Well, but I don't really use social media. What do you, I guess it really depends on your business. Okay. Message me on there, and maybe we can connect, because I think we're signing off because Susan is back. We didn't want to leave her stranded.
Good night.
But yes. Psychology, just tried. Oh, good. That's perfect. So, but if that's what you're looking to build a new network, I'm telling you, Twitter is going to be the way to go, especially because it's free and hashtags and stuff. I might even put some videos out there.
Yeah. And David, did you guys mention, or David, do you know that we're for sure our regular, like we'll be here on Blab Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Thursdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. So you're welcome to join and jump in with us anytime, and then do your own. And if you're doing a live blab, invite us. So, and that's how we just expand the connections and the community by doing that. Here's a strategy that some people are doing, and it's, if you do it in a respectful way, it's really cool. Because people seem to be really open in edifying other people. So you go through the live blabs that are on right before you plan on getting a blab, and find one that resonates or is relevant with your own content, maybe with people that you know. and jump in there and ask them for permission to shout out to their people that you're starting a blab, so that when that one is done, to hop on over there. So that's kind of a cool strategy. Just help promote each other's contents or whatever.
You said Thursday at noon Eastern, Susan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm posting it, David.
Yeah, so Tuesdays at 10 p.m. and then Thursdays at noon. And then we might sample some times in between. But those just they get a different audience and a different kind of engagement. So we thought we'd cover 2 time spans. And do we ever cover affiliate programs or Kickstart funding? We can talk about affiliate programs. I've done quite a few of them. I always, in the background quietly, I'm always selling affiliate products. So we can definitely talk about it. I'll actually write it on my blab list.
Have you done Kickstart, Susan? I personally have not.
I have not done Kickstart. So I'll have to ask. I'll ask Tammy if she has.
I bet Tammy has. Something tells me.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a real comfortable platform for everybody to just kind of hang out and ask questions like this. Sorry, I had to ditch guys earlier.
That's okay. We were like, I'm gotta go. But then we had this vision of like all of us are gone, and then there's just your video.
Yeah, that would have been okay. I would have just said, okay, well, I guess I'm done. That's the thing. I mean, that's a cool thing, and just one of those kind of balancing things that you have to do. Just for those of you that might not know, I have 2 teenagers, so yeah, like I'm surrounded by business and life all at the same time. So sometimes you do have to just step out.
And that's Samuel we just heard in the background.
Yeah. He was actually the initial reason why I had to, and I hope I caught the mute at the same time, but I'm sure you guys have all heard the F-bomb, but he was lecturing his sister for how she parked.
I also have questions about being a vendor. So you are crafty. That is crafty. That is crafty, your name. Also, it's questions about being a vendor on ClickBank. Have you done that before, Susan?
Yes. Actually, that's kind of where I got my feet wet. Is doing both, like selling ClickBank products and hosting products on there for other people to sell. So ClickBank. I don't anymore though, but that's kind of where I got my feet wet. And then also Amazon products. So I would get affiliate commissions from there, build websites, SEO, optimize websites, and sell products from Amazon. Or then I moved into drop shipping.
So I'm following people. Now, if I follow them on Blab, I just followed David and I followed You Are Crafty or You're Crafty. If I follow them on Blab, am I automatically following them on Twitter?
No. So right above, You're Crafty. I pulled up his. So it pulls up the rectangle, their profile card.
Yes.
And then you click to follow them here on Blab, but go up a little bit. And when you see the Twitter bird,
yes,
you got to click on that separately to follow them on Twitter.
Now, did the Blab shut down?
No, it just opens up a new page.
So, okay. So You're Crafty. Now how do I get back? Okay. So now I'm completely on Twitter. Oh my gosh. So I'm doing dual apps. Okay.
And you're on your phone. So you just click your home screen and then go back.
I got that one. And then David, I'm going to follow you on Twitter too. So I followed you guys.
And it's really important to go through, like whenever you're on a Blab, make sure that you follow all of the speakers, and then go through the comments and follow everybody. That's what we want. We want all you guys to find each other. And And engage.
This is interesting. So now it's just turned into almost like a little training session here.
Yeah, exactly. I guess
I've never.
I should jump off. Are you
I'm done. I'm just, yeah, I'm gonna jump off too. But then I wanted to make sure because I've seen your Crafty and David quite a bit, so I wanted to jump in and follow them, and I followed you too, so that I can make sure to get notices when you're going live, because sometimes I forget because I'm not part of the. Cute, and I love your logo too. Your Crafty, so.
new
Okay.
site as of today. That's awesome. Well, Michael, I'm so glad that you were able. I've actually been dying until you were able to join us on a blog because I knew that it would go great. I had a feeling that you would like it. But anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. You added so much value as always.
I appreciate it. I haven't been on a live something for a while, so it's
exactly.
What is Telvin Jeffrey says? How do you get notices? Right, if you follow people on here, you get notices, don't you?
You get notifications.
Live?
Yeah, you like anybody that you're following on Blab, you'll get a notification if they start a Blab, unless if you turn it off.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna follow you on Twitter too, Telvin Jeffries. Okay. So my battery's going to die, and I love you, Susan Batchelder. I am going to, I guess, step off here. Nice to meet you all, and thank you for hanging out with us this whole time or popping in for the little bit that you watch it. We've been on for a while, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael.
Love you. I'll
talk to you
guys later.
Yes. See everybody on Thursday for sure.
Alrighty. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Thank you for the fist pumps. What?
I know, they're so awesome.
Look at you got a whack of them all of a sudden. Look at OMG.
Oh my goodness.
OMG, the love in this room. I love you guys. It's better than hearts. It's fist pumps. Oh my gosh. Okay, Susan. I will talk to you later.
Okay.
I love you. Ciao.
Love you. Bye. Bye, everybody.